What's going on, YouTube? My name is Ty with the Dividend Stock King, back with another video. And today we're talking about investing. I've been seeing a lot of videos online. First, I'm not getting any financial advice in this video. I see a lot of videos online that you can see on TikTok or YouTube from these, I guess, professional investors and savers. They'll say the line where you got to save and you must save first and pay off debt. And I see people talking about videos saying like, should you invest or should you pay off your house, or should you invest or pay off debt? And then they'll tell you to pay off all your debt first. So pay off all your debt first, get you a emergency fund, then invest. Which I don't understand that logic. Why would I? If you have $50,000 worth of debt, how long will it take to pay off $50,000? Is my question. It'll take you quite a while to pay off 50K. Even if you have a car that's $50,000 for 4 to 5 years, it'll take you a long time to pay off that car. So it takes a long time to pay off debt. You always, for the most part, you have debt for the rest of your life. Unless you have a paid off house, you have those student loans or medical debt. If you have a house, you have debt, right? And they don't say, well, pay off your mortgage. They say pay off bad debt. For the most part, you probably will have debt. I mean, some sort of debt, credit card, a loan, a mortgage. You're going to always have debt. They'll say pay off all your debts first, then save. And I'm not against saving money. I think saving money is a good thing, especially when stuff happens, you need to save some money. I understand that, but it says save up 6 months, 6 months. And so why save 6 months? They never ask that question. Why should I save 6 months of my money? Why? In case I lose my job or something happens, right? Which is true. I mean, no job is guaranteed these days. And I understand that concept. But what I don't understand is why can't you just do both? Why is it's step by step? Why is it says pay for all your debt? Then after pay all your debt, you got to save 6 months worth of expenses if you got fired for your job. Why is that the steps? Why can't you do all at the same time? Why can't you just pay off some debt, save some, and invest? I never understood. I can't comprehend why you can't do all three. I've been doing all three for years now, and over time, this is the money I'm making. Now you can easily say, well, you took all this money you put in the stock market, you could have paid off whatever, right? Which is true. By paying it down, by also saving and investing. Look, when you invest, you put money in and you have to wait, especially with dividend investing, you have to wait to get a dividend, right? So if you would have waited, and one of the biggest regrets as a dividend investor that I've seen, and I included myself, I should have started sooner. That's the biggest regret. You ask any investor, any dividend investor who buy dividend stocks, what is your biggest regrets? They'll probably tell you, and a lot of people said it, I wish I started sooner. Okay? That's the biggest regret. It's not paying off debt. Okay? It's not saving money. The biggest regret, I regret that as well. I started 5 years ago. If I was 18 years old, my account would be way bigger, right? So the biggest regret for a dividend investor is not starting sooner, because that dividend could come in, right, passively, and you put drip on or buy whether shares you want the dividend, you could get more shares, and over time you could have more money. That's the biggest regret. So when they saying do all this and that, then invest, well, I'm like, why not do all of it? Why not pay whatever loan you have? Why not save some money? And why not put money into your brokerage account? Why not put money into your Roth? I don't understand why you gotta do like baking a cake. You gotta get the flour and you gotta put the eggs in, right? You do all these things first, then you put in the oven. You can't do all three at the same time. You think it's like making a cake. You can't do all three at the same time, which you can. But with investing and paying down, doing the third, you can. right? That's what bothers me the most about these channels in today's market with high yielders. Look at the difference I'm receiving. Look at the difference I'm receiving, right? Look at the difference I'm receiving. This is June. June. 400 Tesla pay kind of low. But you could buy Tesla with Alti. Over what, $700 I made in passive income, right? I'm still paying on debt. I'm still saving. So if I were to lose my job, because that's where emergency fund is for emergency, right? If I had a car repair, in fact, because funny, I had a car repair like a month ago. I used my dividends to pay for it. I had pulled from my savings account. But the problem with the savings account, it took so long to build it up. Once you have an emergency or have to get someone repaired with the car, it's going to take long to put that money back into it. The good thing about dividend investing, I pull out, say, 2 grand on my dividends, I'm gonna get paid next month, right? I'm gonna have a dip into my savings account, right? So again, I'm not saying don't save money. I'm not saying don't pay off debt. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you can do all three at the same time. Don't fall for this. You must pay off all your bad debt, then save money, then you can invest. I hate those videos because I didn't do that. I did all three at the same time. And right now, I'm in a position where if I lose my job today, I'm not going to my savings account. I'm not going to my savings account. That savings account, again, you save 6 months as expenses, you must find a job within 6 months. You must find a job in 6 months, right? And you pull in money to savings account, how long would it take you to replenish that money into the savings account? How long would it take you to put that money in? If you took out $6,000 or 10K at your savings account, how long would it take you to put that money back in, right? All I'm saying is you can do all three at the same time. And look at my dividends here. If I have a car issue or emergency, guess what? My lights are still on, the water's still coming in, food on the table, right? Mortgage still being paid from my dividends. I don't have to go into my savings. I don't have to pull from savings. I don't have to pull from it. I can use my dividends. That's the benefit of me investing. I invest in dividend income for passive income. So what I'm saying is, when you see videos, should you invest or pay off your house, or should you invest? Or I see some people, why to pay off your house when your house is only 2%? I will invest and get high return, which is true. But who wants to pay a mortgage for 30 years? Who wants to pay a mortgage for 30 years? Who wants to? Especially if you're in a house you want to live for the rest of your life. If you're in a house you will live right now, why have that mortgage for 30 years? Why not pay it down slowly? You add $25, $50 a week to it, and you can knock off some months off that loan. You can knock off years off that loan. You can do that and still invest, and still save, and still put towards a credit card. I just don't get it. You get your paycheck, right? You pay your bills, you pay your light bill, your water, your cell phone, your car insurance, and your car note, and your credit card, whatever you got. You go put gas in the car because you got to buy gas. You go get groceries. Okay, all those things are paid, and then what's left is yours. You have some play money, or you want to do something, and let's say you have $300 to invest or save or whatever, right? What I'm saying is you can't throw. Your debt is a part of you paying bills. Okay, it's a monthly expense, right? So yeah, $300 extra. You could do $100 into the bad debt, $100 into savings, and $100 into yield max. You put in Alti, right? And Alti is going to pay you a dividend every week. And once the dividend comes in, you put on drip, it goes right back to the stock and get more shares. So again, you could do all three. You could do all three. That $300 don't need all going savings. It don't need all going bad debt. It don't all need going to the one thing. You can separate it. You can do. I've been doing this for years. I don't understand why people say these things. You could do two things at once. Two things can be true at once. I'm paying off my bad debt and I'm investing, right? But they always say, and these financial advisors, all you say, hey, look, man, you gotta pay off your debt first. You gotta pay off your debt first. You gotta pay off your debt. I guess more because behavior change, because people just spend money all the time and they ain't disciplined. I'm talking about people who are disciplined. I made who disciplined with the money. I made 4 grand in May. 4 grand. This is May. I made 4 grand in May. Coney by itself. Coney. paid me almost nine. Well, current pay me $394, and it paid me $553. It paid me $900 by itself. $900 that month. I also got paid over $1,000 from Alti last month. I made $4 grand last month. $4,000. I didn't do anything. Passive income. Again, if I had a car repair, I could get it fixed. If I got fired from my job, laid off, we would have had plenty of money plus my savings account to live off of. I'm gonna get paid every single week. So what I'm saying is we could do all three. You don't gotta dump all your money into a debt, because one thing about credit cards, or one thing about savings, push come to shove, you need to use credit card again, you will use it again. Okay? Once you pull money out of your savings, then you're in a continuous loop. If something were to occur, or a car repair were to happen, let's say you got 10,000 in your savings and you pulled out 2,000 for a car repair. Or you gotta replace the $2,000. So you gotta then start saving more again. We should incorporating paying off debt and saving and investing. Investing is not even the equation. Investing comes later. Why would you invest later? You should invest now. That's why my kids got investment accounts. They get dividend stocks now. Why? Because the dividend comes in every week, every month. At age 2, it's going to have a dividend snowball. They're going to continue to get more shares on autopilot by itself. I didn't wait to pay off all my debt. Then I'll create an emergency fund for us. Then I'll go start investing for them. Like, no, you start little by little. You buy a weekly fund like Alti or whatever weekly fund you want, and every week they get dividend. It's no longer, you can buy fractional shares of a stock. You can throw in $25 to a stock. I mean, Coney right now, let's come here. I mean, Alti is $6, Tesla is $8, Coney's under $9. You could buy these ETFs for under $10. There's no excuse why you can't buy a few shares of dividend income and build enough where, you know what, you pay myself on this bill this month. You would not be rich, or you would not pass passive income by saving. Put money in saving is not passive income. It's just something were to happen, you got money to the side. We must invest. We can't be, because we must invest. I'm telling you, think about it. I got a son that's 6 and a son that's 2. The son that's 6, he has over 20 years of what? 15 years of dividend reinvestment. So every week, every month, here's a dividend. That dividend goes back into that same ETF or same stock. Just imagine the compounding power, because he can't use the money, he don't need the money, the compounding power of that component. How much should we have return the age where he can pull the money out? And if I teach him right, which I will, if he teach right, because my biggest regret was not starting sooner. If he's 21 or 18, if I teach him right, good principles, look, you had these stocks when you were 6, that you still own them today, they're still passive income. All you have to do is let it grow. That's it. You don't got to start from scratch when you're 20 and not 21. I already built a portfolio for you. Just add on to it, right? That's my thing. Start now. You have to start investing. Investing should be a part of your equation. I'm serious about this. You can save all the money in your world. You will never have passive income. You can pay off all the debt you have. You will never have passive income, right? I have passive income coming in. I have a savings account. I had passive income coming in today. So if I need some money, look, I'm gonna show you this too. I have $712. That's from dividends. That's not from me putting my own paycheck money in. I take my active money and buy passive income. This 712 is just passive income. Today's Thursday, Juneteenth. I'm gonna get paid tomorrow from Alting at 240. So that's what $912, like 240, almost 1,000, almost $900, $1,000, and I'm getting $95 from the video. So we're talking about almost $1,000 in passive income, not digging into my savings at all. I could pull that $1,000 and pay the light bill, pay the water bill, pay the internet. This is the one that they don't even talk about these things. They want you to save and pay off debt, and that's it. Save and pay off debt. Save, save, save. I've been saving for all my life, and I'm no better off today than I was years ago. Now, granted, I use that money when I have time to use it, but it's so hard to put them. When you have kids, when you have one or two kids, it's hard to save money. It's hard to save money. When you have kids, it's hard to save money. When I get my paycheck, bills, groceries, groceries for the kids, clothes for the kids, whatever the kids need, you know, take them somewhere, costs money. They want to go Chick-fil-A, costs money. Go get ice cream, costs money. All these things cost money. So it's hard to save money. So I need another stream of income where it comes in. Don't have to go work a second job. This is my second job on these shares. I made 4 grand in May. $4,000. That's a full-time income. You can't do that at a part-time job. You can't do it with Uber unless you working day and night. I made this 100% passive. So my advice ain't about not getting any financial advice. I'm just saying we all need to cooperate. Investing should be a topic. It should be just save your money for a rainy day. We should be investing your money for a rainy day. And let's start investing. Let's start putting $5 or $10 in. I'm not saying throwing $1,000. I started small. Let's buy 2 shares of Coney. Let's put $20 in Coney. You'll get 2.5 shares. We'll wait for the dividend to come in. I get $1 some change. Okay, that's cool. I get $1 some change. I'm gonna put on drip, and then I'm gonna go right back to the fund. Let's start investing. Investing should be the main thing we're doing. Okay, because my children are gonna be very rich in the future, not by me saving, not by saving money. It's about investing in assets. Remember, a liability takes money out of your pocket. An asset puts money in your pocket. That's the basic fundamentals of rich people. They buy assets, and the assets pay them an income, and they use that income. I'm doing the same thing. I'm not buying liabilities. I'm not buying crazy stuff. I'm buying assets that pays me money every month, every week. My time with this King. Thanks for watching.